to Colt Country, the Upper St. Clair Panthers. Upper St. Clair coaches are Uwe Snyder, Ryan Schwobel, Billy Brush, Kevin Kaufman. Upper St. Clair comes into this contest with an overall record of 2 wins, 1 loss, and in Section 5 they are 2-0. And now the Panthers starting lineup. First we have senior defender number 6, Chris Burke. Senior midfielder number 11, Vince Delolmo. Senior midfielder number 5, Colin Faduska. Sophomore forward number 10, Ashay Kumar. Senior forward number 7, Robbie Merritt.
You want me to meet him halfway? Yeah.
Junior midfielder number 13, Matt Myron.
Watch slipping on the thing. Hurry up, Matt.
Sophomore midfielder number 23, Joey Palladino. Junior defender number 2, Danny Polchek. Sophomore defender number 24, Joe Rust. Sophomore defender number 22, David Steen. And the keeper for the Panthers this afternoon is senior Mark Hast. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you this afternoon the host for this afternoon's contest, our Chartiers Valley Colts. Chartiers Valley is coached by Gary Weber and assisted by Carl Satira and Ron Moreski. And the Colts come into this contest with an overall record of 3 wins, 1 loss. And in Section 5, they have a record of 1 win with no losses. And now the Colts starting lineup. First we have senior defender number 2, Jeremy Garver. Junior defender number 15, Frankie Lamena. Junior defender number 12, Joey Caruso. Sophomore defender number 8, Kevin Helbig. Junior midfielder number 11, Tim Nadick. Sophomore midfielder number 25, Joe Pasella. Senior midfielder number 9, Carmen Manella. Junior midfielder number 21, Bill Milburn. Senior forward number 5, Jeff Crack. Senior forward number 10, Joe Pulio. And the keeper for the Colts this afternoon is senior John Manganero. The officials for this afternoon's contest, we have Dave Wilson, Tom DiPietro, and Tom Cronin.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bob Hast with Kathy Sullivan on camera, and our spotters are Aaron Miller and Nick Zanuck. This afternoon's game is Upper St. Clair.
Boys this afternoon, we have Mike Weiss, Luke Rosado, Josh Rosado, Willie Davitt, and John Todd.
This afternoon's game is Upper St. Clair against Chartiers Valley's Colts, both coming in undefeated in the section, and St. Clair half game ahead because of 2 in-section games. Both teams are coming off a win against Ringgold, both at home.
Don't forget to head down to
Same scores, 2-0.
We have some ham barbecues made by the Sloss Band, some great chili, and some chili cheese dogs.
Okay, St. Clair breaks the huddle. And as you heard, the starting lineups: Mark Hastings, goal. On defense, David Steen, Chris Burke, Danny Poljak, and Joe Rust is back in the lineup after a knee injury. In the midfield, we got Matt Myron.
The Colts will have first touch.
And we've got Joey Palladino, we've got Vince Delomo, and we've got Colin Faduska. Up front, Ashay Kumar and Robbie Merritt. Colts have the first touch. And again, these teams should be fairly evenly matched out of bounds off of CV. Joe Pulio, the top scorer for Chartiers Valley, out of bounds off of Robbie Merritt, and CV takes the throw in. Frankie Lamano plays in the back. And a lot of these kids have seen the other players either in cup or even play with them in cup. Okay, CV will take the free kick right at the center of the field. Going in offensively. Forwards line up on the 18. Big feed in, a wet ball. There's going to be a lot of missed touches or chances for a slippery ball save. St. Clair clears it out. Jeremy out of bounds, coming back. Ball was out of bounds before he played it. Joe Rust taking the deep throw. Sends it over. Out of bounds again. Ball slippery. Danny Poljak probably be taking a long throw here. Sends it 30 yards. Nice throw. Jeremy touches out of bounds. We're gaining on the throw. Shea takes a quick touch. Robbie Merritt touches over Frank Leomana. And they play it out of bounds for a goal kick. Thank you. Defenders taking the goal kick out. Clear center field, headed over the top by Joe Pulio. Kevin Helbig plays it out of bounds. And we're going to take a throw in by David Steen. Robbie Merritt heads it in. This wet ball is going to be tough. The wet turf's going to be tough. This drizzle has started right about warm-ups and was a heavy rain. Now it's slowing down. Joey Palladino makes the touch across. David Steen sends forward with a streaking Colin Fiduska. The ball's going to skip. Another misplay. This is the kind of play that's going to make something happen. Shea Kumar goes to the corner. Colin looking to cross. Changes feet. Looks for a back pass to Shea. And a step up by Matt Myron. Nice play. Robbie Merritt in the middle. Headed out by Chartiers Valley. Calling a handball on Matt Myron, coming out at the 25-yard line on the football field. We'll try to set up who's taking some of these free kicks. Out of the back, it's coming from Jeff Kreck. Way over the top. Mark Haas comes out, makes the easy one-handed stop. Going to punt, drop kick, nice line drive to about the 40-yard line, headed over the top. This is going to be a nice deep throw in. Good gain of about 70 yards on that kick. Joey Palladino drops the ball. Danny Poljak's going to take an offensive long throw. Danny setting up. This track is going to be wet on the outside. Steps in, long left-handed throw off a face. Robbie Merritt chases it down, looks for a cross, stays in. Out of bounds, white ball coming back. Chartiers Valley is going right to left in white. St. Clair in their away black. Black socks, black shirts, black pants. Jeff Kreck is anchoring the midfielders for Chartiers Valley, and they're content with a lot of long ball play. We'll see if that stays up. A feedback to Mark Hast and clears up. Headed down by Joey Pasella, and Colin Fiduska chases it down. There's a pretty good mix too on the Chartiers Valley side of seniors, juniors, sophomores. On the St. Clair side, heavily laden with underclassmen who've been stepping up in the last couple of games. Left-footed feed. Joe Russ steps up on it, goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in at about the 25-yard line for Chartiers Valley. Carmen Manella's taking the throw in. I think he's their patented long thrower too. We'll see. Deep into the box on an offensive play. Chris Burke clears it high and out of bounds. Marcelo will take another throw. Jeff Kreck is in the middle, creating some kind of disruption. Looking for him with a header. Joey Palladino steps in. CV sends it out of bounds. Danny Poljak throws into Joey Palladino across to Matt Myron. Back in the corner, Danny Poljak sends it up. Jeff Kreck heads it. Vince DeLomo settles it down. And the St. Clair Panthers are on the attack. We're about 7 minutes into a scoreless first half. Steady drizzle here is going to keep this field wet, the ball wet, and these players are going to have to play through it. It's nice and comfortable as far as temperature goes. Robbie Merritt steps in, battling on the push. CV going back. This referee is from the JV game, and he also called a lot of the pushing and the hand grabs. So that's the long clear in off a header. Mark keeps it in, picks it up. Getting ready to send it out. Line drive low. Slips the pass. Danny Poljak makes a stop. Matt Myron to a CV player. Joe Pulio, number 10. He's going to be the quarterback. He's going to try to get a shot around the hash marks, and he's willing to take a shot out long about the 20-yard line. Danny Poljak deep in his own end, taking a long throw. A little bit of left-handed curve. Headed down. Defenders are sitting there. It was a hold. He fought through it. Kevin Helbig tried to get in there. Defensively, we kicked it out of bounds again, and we're taking a long throw by Carmen Masella. Long throw over the top. Chris Burke heads it out. Masella shields for a corner. A lot of set plays starting to happen down deep in our third again. Carmen Masella taking the kick. Crashing the net. Headed out. David Steen. And it's going up. St. Clair takes the throw. Chris Burke long. Robbie Merritt tracks it down. Tries a touch pass back to Colin Fiduska. David Steen. Kevin Helbig comes in from a midfield position, tries to take that shot, sends it over the crossbar.
Try is wide, goal kick, Panthers.
We're sitting right under the PA system, so we're going to have a lot of feedback here. I won't be able to call most of the goals. Mark, goal kick to 45. Dummies the play back. Joe Rust settles it. Vince DeLomo can't control. Kevin Helbig up front. Sends it across. Tim Nadick. Joe Caruso in the back. Number 10, Chris Burke goes down. Matt Myron helps clean up. Lots of hand grabbing still going on by Joe Pulio up front. Okay. Chartiers Valley team last year started off slow and then came on, ended up second in the section with us ending up third. To Peters being the first place in section 5. Chris Burke takes the kick. Sends it across field to David Steen. At the hash marks, looks across. Robbie Merritt makes a touch. Joey Palladino chases it down. Looking to cross. Sends it in on the goalkeeper. Johnny Manganero. Manganero will take the punt. Does a drop kick. Clears to about the 40.
Joey Palladino's trying a goal stop by John Manganera.
Danny Poljak clears for St. Clair. Ball still in. Jeremy Garver grabbed it just as it went out, almost too early. Jeremy Garver taking another throw. Looks short, gains about 5 yards on the throw. Matt Myron clears. Drops it over to Pulio. Pulio's looking. Colin Fiduska helps in the back. Pulio still looking for that shot up the middle. He's going to take it on mark, and he drills it. At the 29-minute mark, Chartiers Valley 1-0. Had Mark moving to his left, came across, put it in the top left corner. Shot's coming from about 25-yard line, and I told you at the beginning, Pulio's not afraid to take that shot. Give him some space, he's going to do it, and he drilled it. Okay, 1-0 at the 29-minute mark. Pulio from Carmen Manella. Jeremy Garver chased it down the end zone. Wet ball, hard shot. It's going to go in the net. Inside the 20-yard line on the football field, it's got to be tight coverage man to man. You give these guys space. At this skill level and at this age, they're going to take a long shot. David Steen makes the stop. Tim Natick on the chase. Vince DeLomo gathers it in. Sends it outside to David Steen. Shea Kumar. We've got to generate some offense to keep these guys on their heels. Out of bounds. It'll be a deep throw in for St. Clair. With a 1-0 score, Chartiers Valley will pack it in the box right now. They've got everybody back except for one forward. Danny Poljak, long throw over the top. Ball's bouncing as Shea Kumar goes up. Goalkeeper's out. Oh, Joey Palladino had a chance. Ball's getting fed back in. This slipperiness. Oh, Manganero's coming out. Plowed Joey down. This is going to be the kind of play that we're going to have to make count, scrambling in front of the net. Okay. Jeff Kreck takes the ball out of the back, sends it to midfield, headed and helped over. David Steen steps in. Chris Burke cleans it up. Joe Rust on the outside. Out of bounds. Off of Pulio. Pulio's a sharpshooter. He wasn't the leading scorer last year for nothing. In fact, he had a hat trick against us in the game here played at Chartiers Valley last year. Danny Poljak, a long curveball. Vince DeLomo settles it down. Looks outside. David Steen chases up. Colin Fiduska's on the run. Robbie Merritt dummies it. St. Clair chasing the ball. CV clears it out. Again, Pulio does offensive and defensive work. They have Chris Burke turned. He's on both ends of the field here. Strong player. Okay. On the push, David Steen will take the kick. We're doing an exchange here. Mark's going to take the clearing kick off the ground. David Steen's going to cover back. This is a long way for a goalkeeper to come out. He's going to have to hustle back to the net. Good clear across midfield. Headed and helped out by Vince DeLomo. Settled by Colin Fiduska. Drops it all the way back to Danny Poljak. Jeremy Garver steps in. Joey Palladino finds the open Vince DeLomo in the middle. Sends all the way across to Colin Fiduska. This ball skipping on the wet turf. Sheikh Kumar tried to make a turn. Lost his footing. Chases back. Ball cleared by defense. Shouldered down by Kevin Helbig. Carmen Manella up front. Gives to Joe Pulio. Looks outside too. Timmy Nadick. Again a floater. These wet balls. Mark comes back with the save. Mark Hasty in goal. Takes the drop kick. Line drive. Headed back by Jeremy. Pulio shouldered down by Matt Myron, playing a physical game in the middle. Call goes against St. Clair. It'll be a free start for Jeff Kreck of Chartiers Valley. He's got a good foot. It's going to go over top of the wall. Mark's going to have to be ready. Headed outside by Carmen Manella.
Jeff Kreck's free kick. And the header by Carmen Manella, wide, goal kick, Panthers.
Set play down the middle again. Mark's got to run through that ball. Nice outlet over midfield, helped by Vince DeLomo out to Robbie Merritt off of Shea Kumar. Robbie Merritt setting up the offense. Defense chases back and changes the numbers. Colin Fiduska comes across, touched. Joe Rush settles it in. Looks to the corner. Joey Palladino, left-footed cross. Headed out by Chartiers Valley. They're going to keep the pressure off of Manganero. Strong defense, big physical guys. He gets a chance to see the ball pretty well. Kevin Helbig sneaks in behind Colin Fiduska but kicks it out of bounds. It'll be throw in St. Clair. We just passed the 23 minutes left in the first half. 1-0 Chartiers Valley on a rocket of a shot by Joe Pulio from about 25 yards out. Vince DeLomo settles it down. Joe Russ steps in. Joey Palladino works his way back. 2-on-2. David Steen sends it in. Frankie Lamana cleans up in the middle. Drops to Chris Burke. Outside to David Steen. Crosses midfield and looks up. Sends it in. And Tim Nadick kicks it out of bounds for Chartiers Valley. Substitutions, making a change over here on the CV side is Connor Horgan.
16, Carlton Halston.
Carlton Laston.
And number 6, Connor Horgan, now in for the Colts.
Carlton Laston, another big body up front that they put in as a substitute here off the bench. Headed out by Frankie Lamana. Over the top, that's an arm, a handball from David Steen. CV, Pulio getting ready to set the ball. Again, this is going to be over the short. Jeff Kreck goes short, giving Pulio space. Joey Pasella drops it back to Jeremy. Outside, inside Joey Pasella, back to Jeremy Garver. Sends it over the top. Headed down by St. Clair. It's on a chase. Colin tried to play back off of him. CV with a deep throw. Carmen Manella is their dedicated long thrower. He's going to go into the box with this. Everybody's packed back. Jeff Kreck up front. Looks over the top. Chris Burke marks him and sends the ball out. Drops it all the way back to the defense. Dogged by Carlton Loston. Ball's trickling in. Chris Burke slips but clears long. Frankie Lamanna heads it out. We just passed the 20-minute mark left in this half. 1-0 Chartiers Valley.
Number 4, Phil Dormish now in for the Panthers.
Phil Dormish is a substitution on the St. Clair side. Coming in at midfield. Drops to him. Sends it back to David Steen. CV's content with having Carmen Masella up front. Kevin Helbig's kind of hanging out here to mid forward. And, oh, great centering pass. Phil Dormish misses the shot to the right.
Phil Dormish's try is wide. Goal kick, Colts.
Goal kick coming up by Chartiers Valley. Jeff Kreck's going to take the kick. Line drive. Brought down by Joey Palladino up to Carlton Laston. Shea Kumar sends it back. Joe Russ steps up. Joey Palladino, this is going to be too long, too fast, too slippery. Shielded by Jeremy. CV's another team here will be content to be 1-0, wait for their chances. They won't push the attack overwhelmingly. Clear to midfield by Jeff Kreck. Kevin Helbig chases it down, sends it back. Joe Caruso outside. Intercepted by Colin Fiduska. Carlton and Laston. Sends it out to David Steen off of Vince DeLomo. Good touches. Intercepted by Chartiers Valley. Joe Pulio loses the ball out of bounds on Phil Dormish. Throw in, try to be intercepted by Colin Fiduska. David Steen sends it out. CV throw in. We're standing. Pulio gets the ball. Masella turns onto his left foot. Joe Rust up to Joey Palladino. Phil Dormish has space, sends it back to Joe Rust. In the middle to Vince DeLomo. Masella bugs him. Sends it forward. Again, it's going to be slippery. It's going to be slow. Frankie Lamont, is he going to send it out of bounds? He's going to shield it all the way. He saves it. Oh, my goodness. That looked like a corner kick with Lamont taking it right before he fell out of bounds. But we are going Chartiers Valley way on a foul call. Uva thinks that our call was right, not the refs. Jeff Kreck's going to take a deep kick on the foul call. Over the top. Joe Rust looking to track it down. Carmen Masella. Chris Burke sends it up the left side. Too far. Way long. Out of bounds at about the 10-yard line on the defensive side for Chartiers Valley. Substitution, Chartiers Valley.
Raker now in for the Colts.
Throw over the top. Nick Raker, the new sub, touches the ball. Sends it around David Steen. Chris Burke helps out. Joey Palladino. Joe Russ sends it over to Vince DeLomo. Vince sends it out to David Steen on the far side. We're moving the ball well laterally. We got to look forward. We're looking forward now. Ball squibs around on the wet turf. Settled down by Phil Dormish. Vince DeLomo looks wide. There's Joey Palladino coming outside by himself. Sends it in. And it's a corner off of Frankie Lamanna's head.
Number 7, Robbie Merritt back in for the Panthers. They have a corner kick.
Matt Wilson and Robbie Merritt coming in.
The Panthers.
Looks like Phil Dormish is going to take this corner kick.
Phil Dormish will set up the corner
He'll
kick.
drive it right-footed, looking for the wall to do a header. Phil Dormish sends it in nicely. Vince DeLomo tries to head it down, out of bounds wide.
The header by Vince DeLomo is wide. Goal kick, Colts.
It was a good feed. Those kind of feeds, you have to be driving to the net. It's tough to take a jump and try to head it. Jeff Kreck takes another out. Cross midfield. Vince DeLomo sends it back in. Robbie Merritt chests it down after coming back in. Joe Russ looks for him. Jeff Kreck steps up. Out of bounds off of Bill Milburn. Danny Poljak taking a throw. Long. He throws that curve. Tried to settle down. We're still heading it. Lots of arms. Shield and Phil Dormish off the ball. Over. Chris Burke heads it. Vince DeLomo heads it down. Makes the play, but CV double teams. Played the ball on the ground. Got away with it. Carlton Laston to Phil Dormish. Mike McCurry's in with the streaming blonde hair. Matt Wilson makes a nice touch into Phil Dormish. Over to Vince DeLomo. David Steen steps up. Sends it over to Mike McCurry. CV's making some steps that they're not controlling here. Frankie Lamanna just takes a hard kick up the middle. DeLomo settles and sends it out to Joe Rust. Up to Phil Dormish, nobody there. Out of bounds. Frankie's blasting the ball out of the back here. If we can get one of those to bounce off of a player or bounce off our guys, we may have a break going the other way. Out of bounds off for Robbie Merritt. Okay. Slow change. Carmen Macella's off. Let's count heads here.
Back in for the Colts.
Jeremy Garver's going to take the throw. He was an attacker last year. Now they moved him back to left defense. Throws it across to Pulio. He's had a blow on the bench. Comes back in fresh. Out of bounds off Joe Caruso. David Steen ready for the throw in deep in his own territory. Mike McCurry heads it off the Chartiers Valley team. Substitution coming. Matt Myron back in.
Number 10 is Shea Kumar, and number 23, Joey Palladino back in for the Panthers.
That announcement I don't see on the field. It was Matt Myron coming in. Here's our lineup right now. Across the back, Joe Rust, Danny Poljak, David Steen, and Chris Burke. They've stayed steady all the way through the first half. And we're just passing the 11-minute mark left in the first half. 1-0 Upper St. Clair on the short end of the score. Chartiers Valley leading. David Steen sends it across. Danny Poljak sends it up. Phil Dormish. Jeff Kreck takes it over top. Our midfield sets up as Matt Wilson, Phil Dormish, Matt Myron, and on the outside, Mike McCurry.
Number 8, Kevin Halbig back in for the Colts.
Up top, we have Carlton and Laston and Robbie Merritt. 10 minutes left in the first half. Through ball to Kevin Helbig. Danny Poljak with him. Goes all the way from the right side to the left with him. They play it off of Phil Dormish from out of bounds. Okay, we've got Chartiers Valley Colts set up for a long throw. Now we got Joey Pasella taking this. Real long. Chris Burke heads it up the field. Chris Burke makes a hard play on the sidelines. And it's going to be a St. Clair throw-in. A lot of the CV dedicated, including Coach Weber, looking for a foul. David Steen ready to take the throw-in. And we've got substitutions of now Joey Palladino coming in and Ashay Kumar coming in as forwards. Ball net, bad throw call. He reversed it. So Weber did get some influence on that, I have a funny feeling. Okay. We've got Joey Pasella taking the throw in. He's going to go long again. We got Kevin Helbig and Jeff Kreck, a couple big bodies sitting in there in the goal mouth. Jeff Kreck out of bounds. And it's a goal kick coming out.
Jeff Kreck's header is over the goal. Goal kick, Panthers.
Clock winding down. Chartiers Valley's Colts 1. Upper St. Clair Panthers 0 with 8 minutes left in the first half. Mark Haas takes the goal kick. About the 45. Knocked down by CV. Kevin Helbig settles. Phil Dormish disrupts the play. Looks clear. Looks open here. Colin Fiduska behind Joey Palladino. Has to make the drop to Joe Rust. Looks inside. Get it. Vince DeLomo. Jeff Kreck slept up. And Pulio is on the run on the left wing. Chris Burke. Just a little simple touch. Mark Haas gathers it in. Drop kick. Clears midfield. Ashay Kumar makes the touch. Gets inside. Joey Pasella takes a dive. Ball goes out of bounds. Joe Rust on a slip throw. Vince DeLomo goes in. Joe Rust sends it forward. Colin Fiduska tries to run through the ball. Some of these underclassmen for Chartiers Valley, again, big bodies, nice, tall, strong. Joey Pasella, Kevin Helbig. Seen them play cup. They play big. Mark's going to take another goal kick. Mark Hast clears to the 45 with a heavy ball. Helped out. Out of bounds. Jeremy Garver. Once the rain gets on this ball, these goal kicks start getting shorter and shorter. The punts start getting shorter and shorter. The drop kick style is probably a better way to go. Line drives. Danny Poljak takes the throw in all the way across the middle to Vince DeLomo, sends it out over the top of David Steen. Was a good look. Helped out by the CV player. David Steen throwing into the corner off the head. Frankie Lamona, another strong favorite play out of bounds. Frankie doesn't just lay it out there, he sends it all the way out the field. Danny Poljak looked for an offensive throw on a slippery track. 5 lanes deep. Big left-handed curve over the top, and LaManna comes out of that with a header out. David Steen playing it back on a slippery turf. Mark's got to play it. Plays it nice off the volley over the top, and it's going back, headed back by Frankie. LaManna's the anchor of the defense. Looks like they're using Pasella and Jeff Kreck in the mids. And up front, we've got Pulio. Michael McCurry into Vince DeLomo, back out to David Steen, back into Chris Burke. Plenty of touches. Joe Rust looking, drops it into Vince DeLomo. Kevin Helbig on the chase. Back to Joe Rust. Sends it all the way across. David Steen up to Mike McCurry. Tries to nutmeg but doesn't work. Kevin Helbig on the touch. Chris Burke takes it off him. Looking for Joey Palladino going to the corner. Would have been a nice play. Tried to feed it up the middle to Shea Kumar, to the goalkeeper. Manganero touches the ball, does a drop kick out. Headed forward by Pulio. Mark's coming out to the top of the box. Marcas gathers it in. Does the outside throw. Joe Rust. Joe Rust carries. Sends it into Vince DeLomo. Outside to Joe Palladino. It does a slip. Headed back in, looking for Pulio to be the quarterback here. And again, he loves that shot right up the middle. And it's a hold going the other way on Pulio. Referee changed directions. Phil Dormish looking for it over the shoulder. Mike McCurry on sides. Makes the drop back. Colin Fiduska takes the shot low. Offside. Shea Kumar.
Offside against the Panthers. Goal kick.
3 minutes left in the first half of a 1-0 score. Chartiers Valley leading Upper St. Clair Panthers. Jeff Kreck looks like he's going to take the kick on the offside call. Sends it up. Across midfield. Vince DeLomo measures it. Phil Dormish looks. Colin Fiduska chests it down. Vince sends it out to Joe Rust. A give and go behind Joe Rust. Long over the top. Marks to the top of the box. This is going to squib to Mark Hast. Mark does the drop kick. Across midfield. Out of bounds off of Chartiers Valley. Quick throw. Phil Dormish. Jeff Kreck steps up. Gives a push to Phil. Big guy, little guy battle there. Danny Poljak, long throw. Shea heads it. Frankie LaManna heads it. Phil Dormish heads it. Joe Pulio heads it. Vince settles it down, sends it across to David Steen. Grabs it as it goes over towards the left end line. Mike McCurry tries to battle around the defender. Over the top, Kevin Helbig heads it out of bounds. David Steen will take the long throw. Helped. Colin Fiduska chases it down. David Steen looks to Vince DeLomo up in his face. Try to play it to their feet. Vince DeLomo has to go back. Danny Poljak gets
1 minute in the first half.
Nick Raker dogging the guys up front. He's a JV. A lot of JV varsity crossovers here. They really only suited up 13 varsity players. The rest are playing JV/varsity for Chartiers Valley. So again, a lot of underclassmen. Shea goes outside. Mike McCurry with a touch. Goes out of bounds. David Steen looks to the corner. Mike McCurry's trying to battle around that defender. He's not letting him get through. Joe Rust heads it in. O'Shea looking for the ball. Phil Dormish volleys it down. Frankie Lamona again out of bounds.
10 seconds. 9.
10. We're
8,
looking for a last second
7,
shot.
6,
Scramble in the
5,
front. Frankie sends it
4,
out of bounds, and it doesn't matter. We're not going to get a corner off.
1. That ends the first half with the score of Colts 1, Upper St. Clair 0.
Okay.
The second half, the Panthers will have first touch.
We're again battling the PA system here. Good afternoon. Kathy Sullivan on camera, Bob Hast as the announcer, and Aaron Miller and Nick Zanuck as the spotters. 1-0, Chartiers Valley up on a 25-yard bullet of a shot to the upper left corner by Joe Pulio. St. Clair starts with the ball across the back to Chris Burke. And we're looking to generate some offense this half. Chris sends it out of bounds. Throw in Chartiers Valley to about their own 30. Headed down by Colin Fiduska, who's been playing strong all 3 games. This is his 4th strong game, all in the section and out. Out of bounds across the end line. Manganero sends it across. Jeff Kreck will take the long kick. Kreck sends it up. Joey Palladino steps in. Makes a nice play on the Colts emblem. Shea Kumar plays it off the defender. Back to Manganero, who's really quick off his line. Likes to roam in the back. But again, that opportunity when he's out there on a slippery turf could give us a chance for an open net. Real short drop kick punt over to the 4-yard line. Colin Fiduska gathers it in. Phil Dormish run off the ball. Joey Pasella sends it up. Lots of small guys. Danny Poljak sends it out of bounds. Some miscommunication in the back and some mishits. Okay. Corman Manella is going to take this long throw again. Second half, he's the dedicated long thrower. Goes into the box, over the top. Dummy to Kevin Helbig. Joe Rust kicks it straight up in the air, still in the middle. Nobody's settling it down. It's still bouncing around. Joe Rust leans back, and there's a shot. Over top of the crossbar bar by Joe Pasella. Too many touches, too close in at about the 12-yard line. Mark's going to take his own goal kick. Looks the field over, steps up. Heavy ball again to about the 45-yard line. CV steps in. Tries to send an over the top ball to Kevin Helbig. Oh, we are going to get a call with a push by Joey Palladino. Looked like a decent step in and a shield, but the referee had a difference of opinion. Sets up a direct kick at about the 15 on the football field. Jeff Kreck's going to take it over a 3-man wall. He's going to go for the goal. He's a long kicker. He's going to take this shot. Now he steps off it. Jeremy is going to take this. He's a left-footed shot. It's going to curve surprisingly down the other direction. Headed down by Carmen Manella. Mark gathers it in. Mark Hast punts to the 50.
Mark Hast.
Joey Palladino sends it out. Mark tried a quick start there, didn't do his drop kick, but punted about midfield. Joe Rust does the throw in. Over to Shea Kumar. Robbie Merritt out of bounds. CV throw into Jeremy Garver. Jeremy sets up for the long throw. Loops it over the top. Joey Palladino steps in. Robbie Merritt, nice. A little bit too far for Phil Dormish. Inadvertent hand. All the fans want the handball, but it was inadvertent, protecting his face. Drops it to Chris Burke. Outside to David Steen. Finally looking forward. Nice save by Carmen Manella. Jeff Craig tried to beat a long ball. Taken by Joe Caruso off of a Shea Kumar. Joey Palladino settles it. Joey Pasella dogging him. Joe Rust, a lot of Joes on that side, across to Vince Delomo. Chris Burke, too far for David Steen. Wet ball, some tough touches there. Swung the ball away across, but out of bounds. Carmen Manella drops the ball back to Joe Caruso. Outside the Natick. Natick's going to chase. Saves it. Out of bounds off of Chris Burke. Low throw in. Carmen Manella is going to do the long throw again. This is going to be another chance down deep in our zone. Looking for the long toss in the middle. Bunch of big bodies up front. Jeff Craig misses the header. Joey Palladino chases it down. Joey Pasella out of bounds. We're coming the other direction for St. Clair. Danny Poljak getting ready to do a long throw. Throws it in. Chested down by Phil Dormish, going backwards. Joe Russ steps in. Outside to Joey Palladino. Comfortable, looks the field over. Sends it up. Frankie Lamona, big chest down. Sends the ball up to Kevin Helbig. Drops to Manella. Manella's the quarterback here. I haven't seen Pulio out there much making any touches. Jeff Craig stepping up. Again, this team's content to play 1-0 all the way down to the wire. We just passed the 33-minute mark left in the half. 1-0, Chartiers Valley. Shea Kumar on the run, going to the corner too far out of bounds. Palladino tried to feed him. Everybody else was trailing pretty far back, though. The support needs to be connected. Header up by Joey Pasella. Shields out of bounds. Shea Kumar and Joey Palladino bring it back in for St. Clair. Phil Dormish coming across. Chris Burke lets it go out of bounds off of Chartiers Valley. Phil Dormish battling one-on-one. All over him is Tim Natick. Chris Burke's going to take the free kick. Brings it all the way across, one-on-one. What Pulio did sneak into the lineup here. He's starting to scramble around. This again is reminiscent of last year's game whenever Pulio made the first goal and then he got away on a breakaway on some kind of on a crossing pass, almost similar to that one. He's content to hang out there and make something happen. Jeff Craig will line up for the long goal kick. Sends it out. Just at midfield. Chris Burke goes up, heads it down. Danny Poljak sends it forward. Ball slipping through, a lot of black legs. Drops it back to Joey Pasella, out of bounds. He was looking for Pulio on the outside. In most cases, if you can shut down Joe Pulio on this team, you have a real good chance of winning the game. Obviously, he's the top scorer. And Carmen Manella and he look for each other. Chris Burke steps past the ball. Joe Caruso. Again, Chartiers Valley's not looking overwhelmingly for a goal. They're just trying to maintain the pressure up on the offensive side of the field to maintain control of the game. Turn it into a chase game. Feed comes back, looking forward. There's Pulio in the middle of the field, looks for Helbig. He's offside, and David Steen emphasized that he was offside, taking him. He came from an offside position. It wasn't that he was offside on the play. Chris Burke will take the offside restart. Short, too far for David Steen, pulls him up. Rush to play. Natick sends it out of bounds. Throw in. Looked like a handball by Pulio. He settles it down. Makes a turn. Double team. Defense is stepping up to a midfield position, which leaves numbers behind them. Good to see them active, but we can't make mistakes back there. Jeremy Garver, ball neatly taken away by Joey Palladino, sets up O'Shea Kumar. Where's the offense following him? Here comes Robbie Merritt. A big high looping kick up and out wide.
Try by Phil Dormish is high. Goal kick. Colts.
Phil's shaking his head out there. It wasn't Phil, it was O'Shea Kumar. Okay, we're wearing out Jeff Crack's leg back here.
Try by O'Shea Kumar.
Crack sends it up. Cross midfield, looks for his offense. Pulio going one-on-one. Chris Burke makes a nice steal. Carmen Manella trailing the play, looking for Pulio on the break. They have pushed him offside. Okay, Natick on the outside, looking to cross the ball, trying to make a move inside. Takes down David Steen, and we're going the other way. Nice defensive position. Natick grabbed him and threw him down. We're still looking for a call on his side. Chris Burke sets up a left-footed kick. Joe Rust wide open on the outside, but they're kind of hanging back. Nice over the top. O'Shea Kumar settles it, gets it behind Frankie Lamanna. Back to the keeper. He has to play. We got pressure. This is the kind of play that Manganero is capable of doing. He's out there, normally sure-footed, but on this wet turf, he's going to start making some mistakes back there. And now we got a corner kick. This is the kind of pressure we need to put on. Frankie Lamanna made the wrong play. Manganero had a tough take.
Going to set up the corner kick for the Panthers.
Let's capitalize on this, Panthers. 27 minutes and ticking down. 1-0.
13, Matt.
Chartiers Valley. Looking for Carlton and Laston coming in.
16. Carlton.
And Matt Myron in.
Holston now in.
Nice ball across the goal mouth. Carlton goes up, heads it out of bounds. Oh, David Steen made a nice play. Sends it back in. Step up. O'Shea Kumar hits it, but 3 points through the goal post. Score still 1-0.
High, another corner kick for the Panthers.
Okay, we're taking a long time in setting this up. It's a corner kick. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw, St. Clair. Afternoon turned muggy now. We had rain first half, sun's coming out, humidity's coming up. Danny Poljak going back 5 lanes deep, trying to make a long throw into the box. Over the top, line drive in, left-handed curve. Frankie Lamonta heads it up, headed up again, settled down by Danny Poljak. Somebody needs to get there. Colin was there, missed the play. CV clears just to take the pressure off their end of the field. Chris Burke settles it. Nice touch to Colin Fiduska. Nice touch to Carlton Laston. Frankie Lamonta makes a slide tackle out of bounds. David Steen look to go deep here because we want to get some offense generated. Shea Kumar touches. Settles the ball. We got a hand check. 2, 1 on 2, 1 on 3, 1 on 4. Out of bounds. Colin Fiduska gives it up to Danny Poljak. We're going to go long into the box. We need a scramble play here. Over the top. It's sitting there. White clears it out. Jeremy Garver all over the top. 1 on 1. That's the kind of play Pulio likes to see. He'll go out there 1-on-1 on a defender. Carmen Manila.
Offside against the Colts.
Sent it too late. Joe Pulio can't believe he was offside. They're looking to push this offense when they get that chance on missed numbers or on us lagging behind. Matt Myron sends it out. Joe Russ sends it across. Chris Burke touch. Kevin Hell, big dog in the front. Ball gets through. Shea Kumar trying to go 1-on-1. Frankie Lamonta puts it back to the 50-yard line. Danny Poljak heads it down. Matt Myron drops it back for David Steen. David Steen looks. Kevin Helbig blocking. Again, Chartiers Valley content to play positional soccer, letting us move the ball around, but not looking forward. Bad by Jeff Kreck. Vince gathers it in. We go all the way back to Danny Poljak. Just past the 23 mark left in the second half. 1-0 Chartiers Valley. This is going to be one of those games that it's going to end up 1-0 or we're going to squeak one in there on a scramble play. Shielded, pushed out. Colin never got a chance to get a foot on the ball, and Chartiers Valley comes back quickly. 2 passes, they're across midfield. It's Pulio 1-on-1 with Danny Poljak. Joe Russ comes in to help, sends it up past Joey Palladino. Pulio's looking to generate a breakaway. Jeremy Garver taking a throw in about midfield. Short drop to Carmen Manella. Manella sends it over to the side. Feed into the middle. Colin has time, field, and space. Colin sends it up the sidelines. Vince DeLomo foot to foot. That's good. Stringing it out. Joey Rust up to Joey Palladino. Joe looks forward. Vince DeLomo's there. Somebody's got to force this play off on offense. There's a Shea Kumar 1-on-1 with Man. Oh, Manero just gets a finger on it. Shea sends it back, and Frankie Lamonta comes back to cover him up.
Came in to save the day for the Colts.
A quick, hard shot could have been the end of John Manganero's shutout at our end. 1-0. It's a corner kick. That's the kind of play that's going to beat Manganero. Shea was 1-on-1 with them. Colin Fiduska taking the corner. We're crashing the net. Hit that ball. Chris goes over the goal post. At the 21-minute mark left in the half. Second half, 1, Chartiers Valley. Upper St. Clair Panthers 0. No, it's Craig's taking the kick. Sends it up the cross midfield again. Helped out by Kevin Helbig. Ball's bouncing. Pulio's looking for it. Matt Myron tries to settle. There's Pulio. He's onside this time. Mark scrambles out to get the ball. Mark Haas gathers it in. Mark Haas stutter step drop kick through the 40 on the opposite side. Off of Jeremy Garver, going with a quick throw. Out of bounds. Off Lamanna. We're going the other way. Again, another chance deep in the Colts defensive side. Joey's looking for help. Danny Poljak's not taking the throw. That was unlike what our normal play is. We're coming on a clutch. That was a good break because we were confused. Danny Poljak usually takes the throw in. Joey Palladino's normally in on the play. Now we're going to set it up at about the 20-yard line on the football field. And Chris Burke. Coach Weber's over here besides himself. Chris Burke send it in left-footed over the top, hit him. Oh, crashed the goalkeeper. Frankie Lamanna's in DeLomo's face. And now we got Jeff Craig sticking in that space too. Lots of jabbering. Guys know each other. They all play hard. And Frankie not unseen to controversy. Lots of chattering going on. Jeff Craig and Jeremy Garver play with Vince DeLomo on the STM Cup team. They know each other. They all play scrappy. Different seeing them on the opposite sides of the field. Outside, Joe Russ makes the play up. Another drop pass. Pulio is just hanging out up here. He's looking to make this 2-0 on a breakaway, and that's about the only play that they want to make out here. Very content to stay spread the field. Okay, Vince DeLomo touches out to Matt Myron off his knee. Joey Palladino brings it in, makes a nice move to get space. Robbie Merritt inside. Out of bounds. This is kind of reminiscent of the Bethel game too. Whenever Bethel went into a 1-goal shell, they just were content to stay back. We're gonna have to generate something. Substitutions coming in for CV. Mike McCurry coming in for St. Clair. Throw. Danny Poljak takes the shot. Long, Mike McCurry chasing, out of bounds, goal kick. We got Carlton Laston in. Mike McCurry in. Carlton and Robbie Merritt up top. Mike McCurry, Phil Dormish, Matt Myron, and Matt Wilson at the midfield positions. And across the back, the same lineup. Danny Poljak, Chris Burke in the middle, Joe Rust on the right, and David Steen on the left. Clock is ticking down here. Almost to the 16-minute mark left in the half. 1-0 Chartiers Valley still leading and content to stay 1-0. Phil elbowed off the ball. Another push off the ball on Matt Myron. Big looping over the top. Danny Poljak gets up. Matt Myron settles it down. Mike McCurry on the touch. We're looking forward. Phil Dormish, Carlton Elaston, Robbie Merritt on the outside. It was a nice idea. He was open, but the defensive play of Chartiers Valley stepped in, disrupted that. CV finally content to start throwing some. No, they're still with their original starting 11. This could play in our favor too as the humidity goes up. If we can get some odd man rushes, get Manganero dancing around out here. Okay. Kevin Helbig out. Bill Milburn back in. Short throw to Pulio. Pulio does a little chip back. Nice step in by Matt Wilson. Chips it around him. Nice slide tackle by Joe Russ. Goes out of bounds for a corner. Set play on our defensive side of the field again.
Set up the corner kick for the Colts.
Manella's going to take the corner. Moves the flag around. Gives himself an angle. We've got 5 CV players lined up, making the charge. Header, missed. Mike McCurry, nice play around the defender. Steps up around Jeff Kreck. Mike McCurry does a reach. Matt Wilson one-on-one with Pulio coming across with a left foot. Mark makes the rolling save.
Joe Pulio's shot on goal, stopped by
Nice drop
Mark Happ.
kick past the 40. Way out of bounds by Jeremy Garver. Using the clock just past the 14-minute mark left in the half. Feed goes back to Manganero. They're letting him play with the ball. He picks it up. He'll take his time. Does a punt. Over the top. Joe Russ goes up. It goes straight up. Goes up again. Matt Myron plays it out. Matt Wilson trying to get through the man. Long ball over the top. Marks Roman. He can pull it back in and makes the pickup in the top corner of the box. Nice drop kick to the 40 again. Over the top. Okay, we got Carlton Laston, Dog, and Frankie Lamont who plays it back. And Manganero plays it poorly outside. Mike McCurry does a throw in. It was off the side of Manganero's foot on a rush play from Frankie Lamont playing it back to him. David Steen does a throw. Mike McCurry traps. Sends it across. Vince is chasing back. Jeremy Garver beats him to the ball. But sends it out of bounds off the side of his left foot. Joe Rush drops it into Matt Myron. Looks for help. Pulio steps up on him. Jeff Kreck steps in. Referee does a help. Coach Snyder's making sure that our guys know he wants them to go to the ball. Carlton Elaston being dogged by Jeremy Garver and grabbed. And then they call the opposite throw into Jeremy Garver getting the call. Or did he call a foul? No, he did call the foul. He changed his call. It's an opportunity, a direct kick just outside the box at about the 8-yard line on the soccer field. Who's going to take this? It looks like Robbie Merritt.
Robbie Merritt
2, 4, 6, 7 men up. Robbie Merritt tries to crash the goal. Chris Burke goes up. Oh, Manganero makes a diving save. Makes an easy one look tough. His style, his diving style comes out and makes that stop. Manganero has a second sport. He's a swimmer. It shows sometimes when his diving style. Corner. We're getting a corner call. Jeremy Garver can't believe it. Sends it out of bounds and doesn't get a card. Now we've got a conference with the referees. See which way this call goes. It's a corner. Okay. 10.5 minutes left in the half.
Corner kick for the Panthers.
And we're trying again. This is similar to this first Bethel game also. We've had chances. Conversion is what we're looking for. We're making a wholesale change here with offensive players. Joey Palladino's in. Ashay Kumar's in. Phil Dormish is in. Colin Fiduska comes in. They're not even getting set up on this play yet. There's a lot of John going on. Frankie Lamanna, Jeff Kreck pushing Chris Burke. Too long of a delay. These referees are letting some of this get out of hand on John and pushing. There's going to be a lot of this on this corner kick too. A lot of corner kick pushing, a lot of positional play. See what this ends up with. Chris Burke is going to be looking for a header. Vince DeLomo's disrupting the middle. Carlton Elaston's on the back door. Joey Palladino's taking the corner. Hooks it down the line, headed up by Frankie Lamanna. They want to pull Manganero to the corner of the goal so that if it does get through, that on the back door, Carlton Elaston can put it in. This is a backdoor play for David Steen, too. Hit it. Jeff Kreck goes down. David Steen sends it across, headed down by Jeremy Garver. Ashay Kumar takes a shot. And again, the diving style of John Manganero makes the save.
Is another great stop by John Manganero.
They've had him going the wrong way, and he's making diving saves. Manganero kept them in the Pine Richland game in a 3-0 shutout. And he's doing the same thing here. Looking up forward. Manella looking for Pulio. Here's the left-footed shot. He took an outside pass out right. Looking back in. Manella's there. Pulio's just hanging out. Phil Dormish needs to step up. Joey Pacella's going to take it. He pushed off him. They call Pacella on a push-off. A lot of partisan CV, including Coach Weber. He's adamant on the sidelines. He's as red as the track over here. David Steen takes the free kick. Up over the top. Forced by, there's Jeff. Jeff Kreck on the push. Over top of Vince DeLomo. A lot of trash talking going on again. Like I said, these kids play together and they also play on different teams now. This is another opportunity over the top for Chris Burke. This would be ideal. Get there. Manganero's out. Nobody was there.
Kick by Chris Burke, stopped by John Manganero.
7.5 minutes left in the second half. 1-0 Chartiers Valley. Joey Pacella boots it out of bounds. CV's going to eat up the clock as best they can. Carlton Elaston mixes it up. Phil Dormish comes out with the ball. Polio outside to David Steen. Outside further to Colin Fiduska. He's on the run. And he's hammered. Joe Caruso knocks the ball out of bounds. And then again, we're on a substitution. And they're calling a white throw in to boot. Caruso doing the throw in. over the top. Chris Burke settles it, sends it back in, across. Nobody out there on the right side. Going out of bounds for a deep throw. Jeremy Garvey with his left foot sends it up. Kevin Helbig sends it up further. Carmen Manella back to Pulio. Danny Poljak steps in and disrupts that play. They were looking to go on the run with 3-on-2. Outside, Joey Palladino looking for Kumar. Ashay Kumar got on sides, takes the shot off the post on the inside. Nice left-footed shot by Ashay Kumar, almost hooked it in.
Try by Shea Kumar was off the post.
Chris Burke taking the throw in. Colin Fiduska. David Steen steps in nicely. Ashay Kumar chests it too far. Okay, this is where we got to tell the tale. We're down to 5 minutes left in the game. 1-0 Chartiers Valley. We are starting to put pressure. They're content to play 1-0. We're on. Vince DeLomo hits the shot way behind the net. Carlton Hilaston and
goal kick, CV.
Ashay Kumar were in front of the net. Vince took the shot, went behind the net. Just past the 5-minute mark. Left in the second half. CV content to take their time. Jeff Kreck taking the kick. Sends it out over top of midfield. Joe Russ makes the header down. Kevin Helbig cleans up, sends it to Carmen Manella. Again, we're content out here. Pulio, Helbig, and Nick Raker just kind of hanging out with speed up top. And it's going the wrong way against Carlton Hilaston. Carlton Hilaston called for hands. Jeff Kreck's going to take a long kick in. They'll be content to play on our side of the field. Just past the 4-minute mark left in the half. Big high play over top to Polio. Polio playing. Joe Rust missed. Carmen Manella back. Manella has the ball. He's going to be content to go into the corner, double teamed, and pushed out of bounds. What's the call? Black or white? Chris Burke picks it up, throws it in. We're using up our time, so we want to get the ball back to them anyhow in the corner. It's 3 minutes left. 1-0 Chartiers Valley. Time running in the favor of Chartiers Valley Colts. Carmen Manella long throw. Header up. Mark comes out. Runs through Pulio, who stands in his way. Over the top. Outside. Again, CV is going to be content to play on the offensive side of the half of the field without even making an attempt to go in. Carlton Hilaston on the bounce off of Phil Dormish. Looks inside Lamont and makes the play. Danny Poljak's got to move the ball quickly. Come on, let's go, guys. We got 2.5 minutes left. Got to make some chances. Got to take out all the stops. Out of bounds off of Chris Burke. Okay, Coach Weber's on Frankie Lamona to be quiet and play. Now, we got the time stopped at 2 minutes and 5 seconds. There's going to be a card here on Chris Burke and Joe Pulio. They're both going to take a seat for yapping. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. Chartiers Valley 1-0.
Number 7, Robbie Merritt in for the Panthers, and number 21, Billy Milburn in for the Colts.
Throw in by Anthony Caruso. I'm sorry, Joe Caruso. Anthony Caruso is on our JV team. 2 minutes left. We've got to make a push. CV content to play 1-0 with a breakaway out here. Out of bounds, Pulio's ready to come back in. Chris Burke is ready to come back in. Neither one's getting allowed to sub. They did. Both subs are back in after a short yellow card.
Joe Pulio back in for the Colts and Chris Burke back in for the Panthers.
Time is ticking. Minute and a half left in the second half. Robbie Merritt sends it forward. All our balls got to go forward now. There's Pulio playing it to himself. Mark comes out, sends it right past Pulio. He's got to hustle back to the net. They'll play keep away here. They'll play keep away for the last minute and 20 seconds. We've got to win the ball. Ball's going way out of bounds. Nearing the 1 minute mark left in the game, 1-0. Into Robbie Merritt. We've got to go forward. Phil Dormish misses the header. Joey Pasella sends it back. Pacella's coming up. He's just going to send the ball deep. Pulio's going to go one-on-one with David Steen. Out of bounds. He says it's still in. Looked like it was out of bounds up here. Pulio muscling. Ball's out of bounds. And they gave Chartiers Valley a corner on that play. 30 seconds left. Deep in our zone. Corner kick.
Manella will set up the corner kick.
1-0. Manella may not even get this kickoff. A short touch.
That's a direct kick.
Oh, it's a direct kick. Okay, it was live. It was a live ball because Manella kicked it to Pulio. Goes hard at the
10
end.
seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Final score. Our Colts 1. Our Upper St. Clair 0. I told you it was going to be an exciting game. That's the third shutout by our Colts this year.
This afternoon's game ends in a 1-0 shutout.
Thank you for attending this afternoon's contest. Good afternoon. Have a safe trip home.
Teams are meeting at midfield. 1-0 Chartiers Valley on a goal by Joe Pulio about midway through the first half. We had chances in the second half. They were content to stay 1-0. Our next game will be Wednesday against Seton LaSalle. Thanks for, again, Kathy Sullivan on camera, spotters, Aaron Miller, Nick Zanuck, and Bob Hash, your commentator.